Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture session of this course Heat Transfer. So, in the last lecture we have discussed the Reynolds-Colburn analogy, which is the relation in between the fluid friction and heat transfer for a laminar flow over a flat plate. So, in that case we have seen one dimensionless term, that is Stanton number. So, today based on those formula we will discuss different numericals and some more equations for the Nusselt number, maybe average Nusselt number, or it may be the local Nusselt number. So based on different conditions, based on different geometrical shape, based on or depending on different ranges of different dimensionless term, for different cases we will see the equation for Nusselt number, and based on those equations we will try to discuss different numericals today. Okay. So let us start this lecture. So this is a numerical based on the concept of Reynolds-Colburn analogy. So the question given here, the air flows over a heated plate at a velocity of 50 meter per second. The local skin friction coefficient at a point on a plate is given as 0.004. Now we need to estimate the local heat transfer coefficient at this point. The given data in this question, these are the density 0.88 kg per meter cube. Then the viscosity, this is given as 2.286 into 10 to the power 5, 10 to the minus 5 kg meter per second. The value of the specific heat Cp is given as 1.001 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and thermal conductivity, it is given 0.035 watt per meter Kelvin. Now here it is given the U's Stanton number multiplied by Prandtl number to the power 1/3. This is Cfx by 2. So this is the equation of the Reynolds-Colburn analogy. So this is actually the relation in between the fluid friction and heat transfer for a laminar flow over a flat plate. Now we need to solve this equation using the formula or the equation given based on the Reynolds-Colburn analogy. Now, to use this Reynolds-Colburn analogy, we need to first check what are the values given in the question. So, only the value of the Cfx, that is the skin friction coefficient, local skin friction coefficient, this is given in the question directly, that is 0.004. But to use this Reynolds-Colburn analogy, we need to calculate the value of the Stanton number and Prandtl number, both these terms, dimensionless numbers. Now, the formula for the Prandtl number, this is actually known to us, which is mu Cp by K. Now, the mu is the dynamic viscosity, which is given in the question. The value of Cp, it is also given 1.001 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and the value of thermal conductivity, it is also given as 0.035 watt per meter Kelvin. Now, if we put all these three values in the formula of the Prandtl number mu Cp by K, then we can calculate the value of the Prandtl number, which is actually coming as 0.654. Next, we need to calculate the value of the Stanton number. So the formula for the Stanton number, this is equals to Hx by rho Cpu. So this Hx actually we need to calculate in this question, the local heat transfer coefficient. So that means it will be unknown right now. So what are the things given in the question? That is the density is given as 0.88. We can put that value in the formula of the Stanton number. and the value of Cp, it is also given in the question, and the value of u, that is the velocity of the air, it is given as 50. So we are getting the formula or the equation of the Stanton number is hx divided by 44,044. And if we put all these values of the different dimensionless number or the different terminologies in this Reynolds-Goldberg analogy, then we are getting that except the value of the local heat transfer coefficient, all the other things are known to us. So we can calculate from this equation the value of the local heat transfer coefficient. So this is coming as 116.9 watt per meter square Kelvin. So this is the procedure where by using the concept or the equation for the Reynolds-Goldberg analogy, we have calculated the local heat transfer coefficient value. The formula was directly given in this question, that Stanton number multiplied by Prandtl number to the power 1/3, this is equals to Cfx by 2. So it may also happen that it is given as use the Reynolds-Goldberg analogy, so in that case we need to remember this relation. Now here the formula for the Prandtl number and Stanton number, both these things we need to remember, otherwise we will not be able to solve this numerical. So if you write this formula for the Prandtl number and Stanton number here, and the value of Cfx is directly given in this numerical, so we can calculate the final local heat transfer coefficient using the Reynolds-Goldberg analogy. So let us move to the next page. So here now we are getting different empirical correlations for forced convection. So what is this free convection or forced convection? We have discussed while discussing the basic concept of this convection term. Now there are different dimensionless numbers which are used for the forced convection numericals or problems. One is the Nusselt number, formula is HL by K. Then the Reynolds number, which is rho L U by mu, or it can be also written as UL by nu in terms of kinematic viscosity. Then the formula for the Prandtl number, it is mu Cp by K, and the formula for the Stanton number, which is H by rho Cp U. Now based on these different four dimensionless terms, all the different equations we need to remember. Now in order to determine the value of the convection coefficient H, the following conventional generalized basic equations are used. Nusselt number is equal to function of Reynolds number into Prandtl number. This is equals to C1 Reynolds number to the power m and Prandtl number to the power m. And Stanton number, this is equals to function of Reynolds number to Prandtl number. So this is equals to C2 and Reynolds number to the power a, Prandtl number to the power b. Now the values, numerical values of the constant and exponents are determined through experiments. And the properties of the fluid, these are also evaluated on the basis of bulk temperature. Now this is the condition which is written here as laminar flow over flat plates and walls. So this is the main condition here, the laminar flow over flat plate and wall. So in this case, the local value of the heat transfer coefficient, it is given by the Nusselt number NUX, it is the local Nusselt number. This is Hx multiplied by x divided by k. So this is equals to 0.332, Reynolds number to the power 0.5 and Prandtl number to the power 0.333. That means Reynolds number to the power half and Prandtl number to the power 1/3. So which is known to us actually. Now the average value of the heat transfer coefficient, this is equals to Nusselt number, or you can say Nu suffix L also you can write. So this H bar, or it can be also written as H suffix L. So the formula for the average Nusselt number coefficient, average Nusselt number, this is actually H bar L by K. This is equals to 0.664 and Reynolds number to the power half and Reynolds number to the power 1/3. Now for these two equations of the local and average Nusselt numbers, Rex equals to ux by nu, Rel equals to ul by nu, and Reynolds number equals to mu Cp by K. Now these above equations, that is these two different equations of the local and average value of the heat transfer coefficient, these are applicable for Prandtl number greater than equals to 0.6 except liquid metals. So this thing we need to remember, that these two equations of the Nusselt number, these are valid when the value of the Prandtl number it is greater than 0.6 except the liquid metal, and the value of Reynolds number it should be greater than equals to 40,000. And the third consideration is that the fluid properties are evaluated at the mean film temperature, that is Tf equals to Ts plus T alpha divided by 2. So these are the three conditions that we need to remember to implement these equations of the local and average value of the heat transfer coefficient. Next, for liquid metals, the following correlation we need to remember, that is the local Nusselt number, this is equals to 0.565 into PEX, that is Peclet number. Now this PEX, that is Peclet number, this is the multiplication of Reynolds number and Prandtl number. Now for liquid metal, this equation of Nusselt number, this is also valid when the Prandtl number it is less than equals to 0.05 and the fluid properties are evaluated at the film temperature. So all these different considerations and their conditions, we need to remember to implement or to use or to apply these equations for the local or average value of the Nusselt number or the local or average value of the heat transfer coefficient. Whether the value of Prandtl number is greater than 0.06 or whether it is less than 0.05. So all these different things, and the value of the Reynolds number, how much it is coming, whether it is laminar or turbulence. So all these things you need to remember to successfully use these different equations of the heat transfer coefficients. Now, so earlier we have seen the laminar flow over flat plates and walls. So in the next slide, we will be getting different equation for laminar flow inside tube. So in case of internal flow, laminar flow inside tube, for fully developed flow, F equals to 64 by RE, that is 64 by Reynolds number. Next, for uniform heat flux, Nusselt number, this is equals to 4.36. So there is a constant value for Nusselt number. For constant wall temperature, so in this case again there are two different cases. For slug flow, Nusselt number equals to 5.78, and for fully developed flow, Nusselt number equals to 3.66. Now for the average Nusselt number for flow inside tubes, the following correlations have been developed. There are two different correlations, that is Nusselt number equals to Hd by K, which is equals to 3.66 plus 0.0668 d by L into Reynolds number into Prandtl number divided by 1 plus 0.04 multiplied by d by L into Reynolds number into Prandtl number whole to the power 2/3. Now this equation of this Nusselt number, it is valid for constant wall temperature and fully developed flow. When the fluid properties, these are evaluated at the bulk temperature, the tube length it is much greater than the diameter of the tube. When Reynolds number and Nusselt number, these are calculated on the basis of pipe diameter as the length parameter. And when the value of Prandtl number, it is in the range of 0.5 to 100. So these are the things that we need to remember to use this equation of the Nusselt number. Again, there is another equation for this Nusselt number, that is 1.86 d by L Reynolds number into Prandtl number to the power 1/3 multiplied by mu s whole to the power 0.14. Now this equation, it is valid for short tubes when the L by D, that is the ratio of the length by diameter of the tube, it is greater than 2. And the value of the Reynolds number, it is less than 2100. And the Prandtl number lies within 0.48 to 16,700. And the value of mu by mu s, it also lies within the range of 0.0044 to 9.75. And in this equation, all properties except the mu s are evaluated at bulk temperature, and where the mu s, it is evaluated at surface temperature. So to apply the formula of the Nusselt number in case of the laminar flow inside tube, we need to consider all these different value of the Prandtl number and the ratio of the length to diameter of the tubes and the value of the Reynolds number. So all these things we need to remember to apply these equations of the Nusselt number in case of the laminar flow inside tubes. Now these are the equations which were applicable in case of the laminar flow. Now in case of the turbulent flow over flat plate, the local and average Nusselt number from Colburn analogy, these are given as Nusselt number, this is equals to local Nusselt number, this is equals to 0.029, Reynolds number or local Reynolds number to the power 0.8, and Prandtl's number to the power 1/3. And the average Nusselt number, which is written as Nusselt number and giving a bar above the Nusselt number, or it is also written as Nusselt number suffix L. So this is represented as 0.036, average Reynolds number to the power 0.8, and Prandtl number to the power 1/3. So in this case also the properties are evaluated at the mean film temperature. Now when the flow lies in the transition range, so in that case the Nusselt number or average Nusselt number, this is equals to 0.036, Reynolds number, average Reynolds number to the power 0.8 minus A, and Prandtl number whole multiplied by Prandtl number to the power 1/3. Now this A's value, this is equals to the 18,700, when Reynolds number, critical Reynolds number, this is equals to 4 into 10 to the power 5, and its value will change as 23,100 when the Reynolds number, critical Reynolds number, this is equals to 5 into 10 to the power 5. So these are the value of the local and average Nusselt number in case of the turbulent flow and in case of the transition zone. Now the turbulent flow in case of the tube. So when the fully developed turbulent flow in circular tubes is have been proposed in case of the turbulent flow inside tube. So McAdams has proposed the following general correlation on the basis of Nusselt number. This is a function of Reynolds number and Prandtl number for heating and cooling of all fluids with some limitations. In that case, the value of the Nusselt number, this is average Nusselt number, this is equals to 0.023, and Reynolds number to the power 0.8 multiplied by Prandtl number to the power n. Now this n equals to 0.4 for the heating and 0.3 for cooling. So this thing also you need to remember, that in the question if it is written that for heating purpose or the cooling purpose of the system. And this equation is valid in case of L by D, that is the length by diameter of the tube, if it is greater than or equals to 60, and the value of Reynolds number, it should be within 10 to the power 4 to 12 into 10 to the power 4. And then the value of Prandtl number, it lies within the range of 0.7 to 160 in this, for this numerical, and the fluid properties are evaluated at the mean bulk temperature. So in case of the turbulent flow in tubes, if we need to use this formula of the Nusselt number, average Nusselt number, then these are the conditions that we need to remember. If all these conditions satisfies, then only we can use this formula of the average Nusselt number. Now Colburn suggested the following new correlation, that is Nusselt number, this is equals to 0.023 into Reynolds number to the power 0.8 and Reynolds number to the power 1/3. Again, in terms of Stanton number, it can be written as Stanton number equals to 0.023, Reynolds number to the power minus 0.2 and Prandtl number to the power 2/3. Now, this equation is valid when the Stanton number is evaluated at the mean bulk temperature. Reynolds number and Prandtl number, these are evaluated at the mean film temperature, and the ratio of the length to the diameter of this tube, it is greater than equals to 60. Reynolds number is greater than equals to 10 to the power 4, and the value of Prandtl number, it should lie within 0.7 to 160. Next, the McAdams and Colburn correlations, these are accurate for small to moderate temperature difference. So the temperature difference, it is 10 degrees centigrade in case of liquid and 50 degrees centigrade for gases. Now in case of the larger temperature difference, what will happen in case of the larger temperature difference, which formula we should use? The formula in case of the larger temperature difference, in that case the formula of the Nusselt number, average Nusselt number, it will be 0.023 Reynolds number to the power 0.8 and Prandtl number to the power 1/3 multiplied by mu s whole to the power 0.14. Now this equation is valid for these different conditions, that is L by D should be greater than 60, Reynolds number should be greater than equals to 10 to the power 4, and Prandtl number should lie within 0.6 to 16,700. Now, in case of very large temperature difference with air, then there is another equation suggested by Desman and Sams. So, when in case of the very large temperature difference, then the formula for Nusselt number, this is equals to 0.026, Reynolds number to the power 0.8 and Prandtl number to the power 0.4. Now, this equation is valid when Ts by Tb, this is up to 3.55, Reynolds number is greater than equals to 10 to the power 4. The Reynolds number is evaluated at mean film temperature, and Nusselt number and Prandtl number, these are evaluated at mean bulk temperature. So till now we have seen various formula for the local or average Nusselt number for different conditions, whether it is for small to moderate temperature difference, whether it is for laminar or turbulent flow, whether it is for inside or outside tube, and those each and every equations are having their own different criteria based on which we need to use these different equations of the Nusselt number. So let us discuss one numerical. A surface condenser consists of 200 thin walled circular tubes. Each tube is 22.5 mm in diameter and 5 meter long, arranged in parallel, through which water flows. Now, if the mass flow rate of water through the tube bank is 160 kg per second, and its inlet and outlet temperatures are known to be 21 degrees centigrade and 29 degrees centigrade respectively, we need to calculate the average heat transfer coefficient associated with flow of water. So to calculate the average heat transfer coefficient, that is H bar, which equation of the Nusselt number or the average heat transfer coefficient we will use, because we have seen around 8 to 10 formulas for the heat transfer coefficient. So to use that heat transfer coefficient, first thing we need to determine, that is the value of the Reynolds number. And so again there is the value of the Prandtl number also. So all the different conditions, value of Reynolds number, Prandtl number, mean bulk temperature, all these things we need to find, and based on their range or their values, appropriate formula for the Nusselt number we will use here in this equation. So first, to calculate the average heat transfer coefficient, the first thing that we need to find, that is the mean bulk temperature, which is Tb equals to Ti plus T naught divided by 2, which is 25 degrees centigrade. Now for the water, the different properties which are given, different value of the different properties which are given, that is rho, that is the air water density, then the dynamic viscosity, then thermal conductivity, and Cp, the specific heat. These four property values are given here. The Prandtl number, that is mu Cp by K, that can be calculated now because all the values are given for the formula of the Prandtl number. So the Prandtl number, it is coming 5.924. Now the mass flow rate of water through each tube, it is m equals to 160 by 200, that is 0.8 kg per second. Now to calculate the value of the Reynolds number, this is equals to rho ud by mu, or it can be also written as rho aud by a mu. Now this rho au, this is actually the mass flow rate, that is m dot. So m dot d divided by a mu. Now this for this circular tube, this area will be pi d square by 4. So ultimately we can put all these values for the Reynolds number formula, and ultimately we are getting the value of the Reynolds number as 52,518. Now as this Reynolds number value, it is greater than 2500, therefore for this circular tube we can say that the property of the fluid, it is turbulent. The nature, it is turbulent. Since the water is being heated in condenser, so we may use the Macadam's correlation. So the formula that we are using now, the Macadam's correlation, that is Nusselt number equals to 0.023 and Reynolds number to the power 0.8 and Prandtl number to the power 0.4. So this is the case. That means in this numerical, it was given the turbulent flow inside the tube. Now for turbulent flow inside the tube, we are having this number 1, 2, 3, 4 different equation for the Nusselt number. So which equation for the Nusselt number we will use here? So for the first case, it is given the turbulent flow inside the tube, and the value of the Reynolds number, it is coming as turbulent, and the value of the Prandtl number, what we got here, the value of the Prandtl number is 5.924. So this is inside this range, 0.7 to 160, and as here it is given that the water is being heated in the condenser. So that's why we have used this Nusselt number formula, and here the value of the n, it is taken as 0.4, which is for heating. Okay. So if we use this formula of the Nusselt number, then we can calculate the value of the average Nusselt number as 279.9. Now this formula of the Nusselt number, it is hd by k. So from this formula of the Nusselt number, we need to calculate the average heat transfer coefficient. So this value of the average heat transfer coefficient we are getting ultimately as 7,562.27 watt per meter degree centigrade. So in this way, we need to choose appropriate formula of the average Nusselt number or average heat transfer coefficient. So let us discuss the second numerical. So here it is given 0.06 kg per second of hot air flows through an uninsulated sheet metal duct of 180 mm diameter. The air enters the duct at a temperature of 110 degrees centigrade and after a distance of 4.5 meter gets cooled to a temperature of 70 degrees centigrade. If the heat transfer coefficient between the outer surface of the duct and cold ambient air at 5 degrees centigrade is 6.5 watt per meter square degree centigrade, then you need to calculate the heat loss from the duct over its 4.5 meter length, the heat flux and the duct surface temperature at a length of 4.5 meter. Now, the first thing that you need to calculate, that is the heat loss from the duct. So here the mean bulk temperature, this is equals to Ti plus Tu by Ti plus T naught by divided by 2, that is 110 plus 70 divided by 2, that is 90 degrees centigrade, that is the mean bulk temperature. Now the thermophysical properties of air at 90 degrees centigrade, that is given in this numerical, that is the value of air density, thermal conductivity, dynamic viscosity, specific heat, then kinematic viscosity, and the value of the Prandtl number. So these 6 different values of these physical properties, these are given. Now to find the value of the Reynolds number, we can use the formula of the Reynolds number, which is rho u d by mu. So it can be again rearranged and represented in terms of like the mass flow rate and diameter, that is 4m divided by pi d mu. So the value of the Reynolds number which we are getting here, 19,169.5. So that means the flow for this tube, the flow is the nature of the flow, it is turbulent. Now the heat loss from the duct over its 4.5 meter length, the Q, that will be equals to mCp delta T mass flow. So it means the m dot Cp delta T, that is mass flow rate, multiplied by the specific heat multiplied by the temperature difference. So this value of all these three parameters, these are given. So if we put all these three values, we can calculate the heat loss from the duct over its 4.5 meter length as 2421.6 watt. Now the heat flux and duct surface temperature at a length of 4.5 meter we need to calculate. Now to calculate the heat flux, we need to use this relation as Q by A, this is equals to delta T by summation RTH, that is the thermal resistance. So in this case the value of the thermal resistance, it will be 1 by Hi plus 1 by Ho, where Ho it is 6.5 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Now this Hi, that is the inside convection coefficient, it will be calculated from the correlation that is given by this equation, that is Nusselt number, this is equals to 0.023, Reynolds number to the power 8 and Prandtl number to the power 1/3. So if we put this value of Reynolds number and Prandtl number here, then you can calculate the value of the Nusselt number. So this value of the Nusselt number, again the formula is HID by K. So from this equation we can calculate the value of the inside heat transfer coefficient Hi, this is equals to 9.42 watt per meter degree centigrade. Watt per meter square degree centigrade. So the thermal resistance can be calculated as 1 by Hi plus 1 by Ho, so this is equals to 0.26. So the heat flux, it can be calculated from the formula, that is Q by A, this is equals to 250 watt per meter square. Now from the resistance network, Q by A, this is equals to delta T divided by 1 by Hi. This is equals to Hi into 770 minus T. So from this equation we can calculate the value of the duct surface temperature, which we are getting is 43.46 degrees centigrade. So this is the procedure to solve this numerical. You need to calculate the Reynolds number, you need to take into consideration the thermal resistance and the formula for the heat loss, it is m dot Cp delta T. Now there is another topic, that is liquid metal heat transfer. So in case of the liquid heat transfer through liquid metals, that is mercury, sodium and lead bismuth alloys, there are some things or some assumptions that we need to consider, that they have a large conductivity compared to other fluids. So this property it is useful in situation where the large amount of heat removal rates are required from a relatively small space, that is in nuclear reactors. And again they have ability to retain liquid states even as high temperature, unlike water and other organic liquids. Now this property of liquid metal it is instrumental for the design of a compact heat exchanger. So what is this heat exchanger? What are the different classification of heat exchangers? So all the basic things and in-depth discussion of heat exchanger will be discussed in one of the later classes. Now the heat transfer in liquid metals is dependent upon the product of Reynolds and Prandtl number, and this product is actually known as the Peclet number, which is this Peclet number, this dimensionless term, it is the product of Reynolds number and Prandtl number. Now for this liquid metal heat transfer, the correlations are: for fully developed turbulent flow, L by D, this is greater than 16 smooth circular tube. For constant surface heat flux, the Nusselt number, this is equals to 4.82 plus 0.0185 into Peclet number to the power 0.827. So for this constant surface heat flux, to use this formula of the Nusselt number, or this equation of the Nusselt number, the Reynolds number it should be 3.6 into 10 to the power 3 up to 9.05 and 10 to the power 5, and Peclet number it should be in the range of 10 squared to 10 to the power 4. Now for constant surface temperature, the Nusselt number equation it is 5 plus 0.025 Peclet number to the power 0.8, and in this case the Peclet number it should be greater than 100. So here all the fluid properties are evaluated at average bulk temperature. Now based on these equations, let us try to discuss one numerical for this liquid metal heat transfer. So what is given? The liquid mercury flows at a rate of 1.6 kg per second through a copper tube of 20 mm diameter. The mercury enters the tube at 15 degrees centigrade, and after getting heated, it leaves the tube at 35 degrees centigrade. So you need to calculate the tube length for constant heat flux at the wall, which is maintained at an average temperature of 50 degrees centigrade. For liquid metal flowing through a tube, the following empirical correlation is presumed to agree well with the experimental results. That is Nusselt number that is equals to 7 plus 0.025 Peclet number to the power 0.8. So here the equation that we will be using for Nusselt number, this is actually given in the question. If it was not given in the question, then based on the different values of the Reynolds number and Peclet number, we had to choose from the equations that we have discussed in this earlier slide. Now the bulk temperature value, this is Tb equals to 15 plus 35 divided by 2, that is 25 degrees centigrade. Now for the mercury at 25 degrees centigrade, the following thermophysical properties are given, that rho is the density, thermal conductivity, heat capacity, and the value of the nu, it is kinematic viscosity, and Prandtl number is 0.0248. So these are the things given in the question. Now to use this formula of the Nusselt number, we need to calculate the value of the Peclet number. Now the value of the Peclet number, it is actually Prandtl number into Reynolds number. But the value of Prandtl number is given directly in the question. That means we need to calculate the value of the Reynolds number in this numerical. So the value of the Reynolds number, this is equals to rho u d by mu, which can be again represented in terms of mass flow rate and diameter, which is 4 m dot divided by pi d mu. Now this mu also can be written as rho into nu. So dynamic viscosity equals to density into kinematic viscosity. Now if we put all the values here, then we will be getting the value of Reynolds number as 49,997. Now if we put these values in the equation of the Nusselt number given in the question, then we are getting the value of average Nusselt number is 14.46. But the formula of Nusselt number, it is hd by k. If we put this value here in this equation of Nusselt number, then we are getting the value of average heat transfer coefficient. This is coming as 6282.87 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Now we have calculated the value of the average heat transfer coefficient, and we need to calculate the tube length for constant heat flux. So to calculate the tube length, that is L, the heat gain by mercury due to convection, it is from Newton's law of cooling, we can calculate as h bar into the surface area and multiply by the temperature difference. As all the values are known to us, so we can calculate the heat gained, that is Q equals to 9869.1. Now the heat gained by the mercury, it can be again calculated using the formula, that is mass flow rate into specific heat into the temperature difference. So that is we are getting as 4480 watt. So these two equations 1 and 2, this can be equate, and from these two equations we can find the value of the length of this tube surface, so which was given here. We need to calculate the tube length for constant heat flux. So this tube length capital L we can calculate from this equation number 1 and 2, which we are getting as 0.454 meter. So in this way we can calculate the tube length in this numerical. So today we have discussed different numericals based on the different values of local and average heat transfer coefficient, or local and average Nusselt number for different condition. It may be for laminar flow, or it may be for turbulent flow, it may be inside tube, it may be over a flat plate, or it may be liquid metal heat transfer. So for all these different things we have calculated the Nusselt number based on, depending on the different conditions for which those equations are applicable. So this is the end for this lecture.